Hello, welcome to Vikings What If, where we explore what if scenarios in Viking shows. Today we will explore what would have happened if Ragnar Lothbrok stayed with the settlement they were granted by Egbert and that he so desperately craved. Let's begin. Ragnar's return to England. The journey back to England. After a tumultuous period in Kattegat, Ragnar Lothbrok, the legendary Viking chieftain, made the pivotal decision to return to England. His motivations were twofold. First, to rescue his family from the clutches of Jarl Borg, who had taken control of his homeland. Second, to accept King Egbert's offer of settlement in East Anglia. This opportunity was not merely a refuge, but a strategic move that would allow Ragnar to build a new legacy. And upon arriving in East Anglia, Ragnar was greeted with mixed emotions. The Saxons were wary of the Vikings, yet they recognized Ragnar's reputation as a formidable leader. Egbert welcomed him with open arms, seeing in Ragnar not just an ally, but a means to strengthen his own claim over the fragmented kingdoms of England. Building a new settlement. Ragnar set about establishing a settlement that would blend Viking culture with Saxon traditions. He understood that for this venture to succeed, he needed the support and trust of both communities. He implemented Viking practices such as communal farming and raiding strategies, while respecting Saxon customs like land ownership and local governance structures. This dual approach fostered goodwill among the Saxons and allowed Ragnar's people to thrive. As trade flourished and alliances formed, Ragnar's influence grew significantly within East Anglia. His leadership style, combining strength with diplomacy, earned him respect from both Vikings and Saxons alike. Forging alliances through family. Recognizing the importance of alliances in consolidating power, Ragnar sought to elevate his children, Bjorn, Ub, Ivar, Svitserk, and Sigurd, into prominent positions within this new society. Each child was given responsibilities that aligned with their strengths. Bjorn, known for his prowess in battle and leadership skills, was appointed as a military commander responsible for defending East Anglia against external threats. Ube, with his keen intellect and diplomatic skills, became an envoy tasked with forging alliances with neighboring kingdoms. Ivar, despite his physical limitations due to his disability, proved himself as a brilliant strategist and was placed in charge of planning military campaigns. Svitserk took on roles that involved cultural integration between Vikings and Saxons. Sigurd, being charismatic and charming, focused on building relationships through marriage alliances. Through these strategic placements within the political landscape of England, Ragnar ensured that his family would have significant influence over future decisions. Conflict with Rollo. However, not all was harmonious. Rollo felt betrayed by Ragnar's departure for England. Having remained behind in Kattegat during Ragnar's absence, Rollo believed he should have been included in these plans for expansion. Fueled by jealousy and ambition, he led a revolt against Ragnar's authority by joining forces with King Horik to take down Ragnar. Ragnar learned of Rollo and Horik's uprising while solidifying his position in East Anglia. Rather than viewing this as an insurmountable obstacle, he saw it as an opportunity to demonstrate his leadership capabilities once more and to help unite, with Egbert's backing, a mutual understanding forged through shared goals. They devised a plan to quell Rollo's rebellion while simultaneously strengthening their own rule, unifying England under one banner. The conflict escalated into battles where both sides suffered losses. However, Ragnar's strategic mind prevailed. With Egbert at his side leading the Saxon forces against Rollo's men, they managed to defeat Rollo and Horik decisively. This victory not only eliminated Rollo as a threat, but also solidified Ragnar's position as a key player in English politics, with his and Egbert's names being echoed as the savers of England. A man who brought life and death to London by establishing his death bowen, known as the Hicks hat, which signaled the arrival of the Christmas bowl. This victory not only eliminated Rollo and Horik decisively, but also solidified Ragnar's position as the key player in English politics, with his and Egbert's names being echoed as the Hicks-hats, which signaled the arrival of new leaders in the English politics. With him and Herons, in recognition of their success against internal strife and external threats from rival kingdoms such as Mercia and Northumbria, Egbert proposed unification under one banner, the Kingdom of England, with Ragnar serving as his second-in-command, alongside Egbert, who would become the first sole king of England. However, there was the issue of rival kings in England, who also wanted the throne. As second-in-command to Egbert, Ragnar continued implementing policies that respected both cultures while expanding their territories through further conquests alongside Egbert. The combined forces successfully overthrew rival kings who had long divided England into warring factions. A legacy built on unity. As time passed and peace settled across much of England under their rule, Ragnar began contemplating the future beyond mere survival or conquest. He envisioned lasting stability rooted deeply within familial ties, forged through alliances established during their reigns. Before dying from wounds sustained during one last campaign against dissenters seeking independence from unified rule, a fate befitting such an iconic warrior. Ragnar gathered his children around him for one final counsel. "Use what we have built," he urged them passionately. "The alliances you've formed through friendship and marriage and family will be your greatest weapon." For your bedroom update today, he instructed them on how they could leverage these connections strategically when the time came, to rise up against King Egbert if necessary, to claim what they and Ragnar believed belonged rightfully within their bloodline, the throne itself. This belief came due to all the effort of Ragnar and his family. The revolt against Egbert.
Ragnar, once a formidable force in both Norse and English realms, had passed away, leaving behind a legacy intertwined with ambition and power. His vision for his children was clear. They were to leverage their positions and alliances to secure their dominance over England. His reverberated throughout both Viking settlements and Saxon territories alike, a momentous event that left many mourning, yet others emboldened. The seeds planted by their father began coming into action among Bjorn and his siblings, who now saw themselves poised at last for power that they had been previously denied under Egbert's rule. Utilizing marriages forged earlier between influential families across various regions, including those allied directly via bloodlines, Bjorn rallied support amongst disgruntled nobles dissatisfied with Egbert's increasingly authoritarian grip on governance since unification occurred years prior and following Ragnar's death. Ubba worked tirelessly behind the scenes negotiating terms favorable enough, ensuring loyalty pledged towards them rather than remaining loyal solely towards King Egbert himself. Simultaneously, Ivar orchestrated tactical maneuvers designed specifically targeting key strongholds held firmly by loyalists still loyal towards former allies turned foes. Kvitserk utilized cultural ties established earlier, bridging gaps between disparate factions, ensuring unity amongst diverse groups, rallying behind them collectively. Sigurd charmed influential figures into supporting their cause through promises made regarding future governance styles, reflecting ideals cherished deeply rooted within Viking heritage. Through calculated strikes executed swiftly across multiple fronts simultaneously, coordinated efforts ultimately resulted in them successfully overthrowing King Egbert himself. The throne once held firmly grasped tightly slipped away, now resting securely upon Bjorn's head, crowned victoriously, amidst cheers echoing throughout halls once filled only echoes past glories long forgotten. Excellent. Bjorn ascended as king, a ruler shaped by Viking tenacity yet tempered by political acumen, learned from both his father and former ally. The kingdom now stood united under Ragnar's bloodline, a testament to his foresight and ambition.
A new era begins.
As King Bjorn surveyed his realm from the throne once occupied by Egbert, he felt both pride and sorrow for what had transpired. He vowed to honor his father's memory by ruling wisely and justly, while ensuring that no other ruler would ever threaten their legacy again. The alliances forged through bloodshed would now serve as pillars of strength for generations to come. Thus began an era where Ragnar's legacy lived on, not merely through conquest but through unity among those who once stood divided by allegiance but now bound together by purpose. This is the end of the story. Thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. See you in the next one.